Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Critic guy, remember? So you don't have to. We see movies that have combined Christmas and Halloween, but what about movies that combine Christmas and Easter? And sleeping, and teeth falling out, and kind of Christmas again. Yeah, this is a month of sort of Christmas movies. When Rise of the Guardians came out in 2012, it wasn't exactly a big hit, but it did manage to get a little bit of a following. It was a unique idea from Dreamworks about children's characters you never see, all teaming up to defeat a great evil. And for all the badass Santa movies we've been getting recently, you can technically argue this is one of the earliest, but not the first. We all know what that is. I will admit though, I was kinda half and half on the movie. There's a lot I like, but there's a lot of things that felt disjointed and a little rushed. But then I saw the director went on to become a director for one of the most influential animated films of the past decade, so yeah, I kinda wanna look at this again. It could be exactly how I remember it, but anyone that made something this good, I really want to revisit their past work. So, will it win me over this Christmas season? Or will it get lost in the fog of other, not your ordinary Santa movies? Well, let's ride on in. Let's take a look at the animated version of the one good scene from Santa Claus 3. Oh, right, couldn't even do that right. Let's take a look at Rise of the Guardians. The movie opens literally pretty dark.
Darkness. That's the first thing I remember. It was dark, and it was cold, and I was scared.
Every parent saying, isn't this the Hugh Jackman Easter Bunny movie? Maybe we accidentally walked into the theater showing Woman in Black.
Then I saw the moon, and when it did, I wasn't scared anymore.
This is Jack Frost, played by the worst joke ever made in any Disney live-action remake.
Chris!
Good people don't allow this joke to finish, as he recalls his earliest memories, what few he has.
Why I was there and what I was meant to do, that I've never known.
My destiny was to test shitty snow scrapers for all of eternity.
Excuse me, can you tell me where I am?
He quickly discovers nobody can see or hear him, similar to his recent box office numbers. And we cut a mere 300 years later to where we see Santa, played by Alec Baldwin, is actually a tough guy.
Dingle, make preparations. We are going to have company.
Okay, let's get out of the way. Yes, there's a lot of Rust jokes that can be made. This one's my personal favorite. But just judging him as an actor, Alec Baldwin's a little hit or miss for me. Some roles I love, like Beetlejuice or Hunt for Red October. No, others are pretty lame, like The Shadow or Thomas the Tank Engine. But here, he bizarrely really works. To a point where I can't even recognize him. All I see is this character.
I love being shoved in a sack and tossed through a magic portal.
Good. That was my idea. We will collect the teeth. I feel it in my belly.
He's easily my favorite dude in the movie. He's like the Polar Express Santa if he was the gymnastics teacher from Simpsons.
On naughty list, you hold the record.
Cat's back for everyone.
I had a dog.
He's cat now.
He sees the boogeyman, played by Jude Law, has snuck into his workshop, so he calls out to his friends using the Northern Lights. The Tooth Fairy, played by Isla Fisher, who if Santa's my favorite character, this is my favorite character design. The Sandman, played by a perfect even mix of Dr. Honeydew and Beaker. And the Easter Bunny, played by Hugh Jackman. What's up, dick?
Thank you for coming.
Santa tells him about his encounter with a villain named Pitch Black, and that it could spell big trouble for the world. But their silent boss, the Man in the Moon, who to get the best performance insisted on actually being in the moon. That would have saved some annoyance. Indicates he's choosing a new guardian to help out.
Jack Frost.
Well, as long as he helps to protect the children, right?
I don't even have private parts, but I will just for him. Jack is busy making everybody say,
I was frozen!
You know the bit, and you're either really gonna get into this character design or you're not. I don't. I mean, let's call it. He's designed for younger people to make fanfics and slash art of, and that's exactly what happened. There are way too many Google pages of him and Elsa. They're like Geek Kate and William. I don't like it. Everyone else looks odd, but unique. They have a timeless feel to them. Jack looks like refrigerated Mr. Robot. You can make him a heartthrob, just do something a little less 2012. He also has the power to turn angry Grooves and Drag into happy Doofies and Drag. Yeah, some of these scenes are a little weirdly done.
Oh, don't worry, Jamie, I got you. Hold on.
This escalated fast. Yeah, I'm starting to remember the main issue I had with this film. Everything moves just a little too quickly. When Spider-Verse threw a lot at you, there was still a ton of investment. This goes from a random kid playing to hitting a bully to the bully playing to somehow sledding through traffic with a couch in just 10 seconds. This is laid out a little spazzy for a kid character I've just been introduced to.
Right on time, Sandman.
As the Sandman puts everyone in town to sleep, the boogeyman appears to turn their dreams into nightmares.
You must have known this day would come. My nightmares are finally ready. Are your guardians?
The rise of Hammerhead Hades will begin.
Been a long time. Easter Sunday, wasn't it?
The Easter Bunny approaches Jack and kidnaps him, dropping him off at Santa's.
You know Bunny, obviously. Sandman? Sandy? Sandy? Wake up!
That was a great impression of the last year and a half for me. They tell Jack he's gonna be a guardian, but you know the drill. He doesn't want to be one.
What makes you think I want to be a guardian?
Of course you do. Music!
No music!
I should have applied for a minion.
Walk with me.
The Guardians don't just delight the kids of the world, but they also protect them. As Santa tries to convince Jack to join through an actually decent speech explaining there's more to him than he lets on.
I was born with eyes that have always seen the wonder and what I protect in children.
Just don't ask me to explain things to children in voicemail. I'm not very good at that.
I don't give a damn that you're a child. You are a rude, thoughtless little pig.
They hear there's trouble at the Tooth Palace, so they make their way there.
Tooth Palace.
I will say the world building in this film is pretty fun. There's a lot of nice little touches, like these snow globes or portals. The bunny can burrow through anywhere, teleporting him anywhere. The Tooth Fairy's teeth holding the memories of childhood, the Northern Lights being how they contact the other Guardians. Even the nightmares capture people by eating them and holding them captive in their bellies. Despite it being so sporadic, these are creative environments I want to know more about.
Maybe I want what you have. To be believed in.
The boogeyman steals most of the fairies and their collected teeth to make kids believe they aren't real. And the more he makes kids not believe, the more powerful he becomes.
It's your turn not to be believed in.
They try to stop him, but he gets away. Then Jack puts together if teeth carry memories. Maybe he can remember his own past by getting them back. They decide to band together and continue the Tooth Fairy's job, and maybe the best scene in the movie where they race each other for who can get the most teeth.
That a challenge, Cottontail?
Oh, you don't want to race a rabbit, mate.
Moments like this are really creative, but also naturally get across a lot of character. Oh, also, this movie's surprisingly educational.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! He's one of us. Part of the European division.
In my house, I was told it was my neighbor Charlie. I'm still not allowed to talk to him.
This was always the part I liked most. Seeing the kids.
I just like to watch you guys.
Look, let's just get you taken care of. And it's Pitch's turn.
Wait, what'd he say?
And it's Pitch's turn.
There's a very adult subplot going on here.
Santa Claus. You guys, he's still awake.
Sandy, knock him out.
A very adult subplot. No, he uses his magic dust, but the boogeyman finds him and uses his nightmare arrow to do something with Black Oozy stuff. Black Oozy stuff is always bad in kids' films. Oh, I guess he killed him.
I wish I could have done something. But Sandy
Would be proud of what you did.
Okay, first off, it wasn't made super clear what happened, but alright, we can figure it out enough. Second, you're acting like this is the death of Mufasa, and it's more like the death of Lurch. I like him fine, sucks that he's gone, but I think I can move past it. I've already moved past it. The lights start going out around the world as more and more kids stop believing, but thankfully, Easter is the following day.
I say we pull out all the stops and we get those little lights flickering again.
Maybe this is an Easter movie. That's why most of it's spent in the North Pole. Yeah, how much of this is in Christmas land? You know what holiday they represent.
Buckle up.
They do, however, go to the Easter Bunny's lair, but discover the sister of the boy from earlier snuck in.
I've got something for you. Look at all the pretty teeth. There's little blood and gum on them. Ah!
Yeah, I take it back. Maybe she is my favorite character. And they just kind of shrug and say, I don't know, I guess we can Monster Inc. this up, and they let her stay.
I think it's time to get her home.
How about I take her home?
They make all the eggs tuckering her out, but Jack says he can take her back. Hey, if kids can't see or touch him, how would she react to this? Ah! I'm possessed! Make it stop, Mommy! Make it stop!
That voice, I know that voice.
Jack hears someone calling his name and is lured into the lair of the boogeyman.
Looking for something?
Everything I've done for you.
Do you want them, Jack? Your memories?
It's just as whoopee as fanfiction.net would suggest.
You make a mess wherever you go, while you're doing it right now.
He figures out he's being distracted while all the eggs being sent out are destroyed.
Where did you get that?
You were with Peach?
We are all hearing the same word, right? It sounds like he was distracted by a one-night stand.
You were with Peach?
Bitch dependency is no laughing matter.
He has to go. Easter is new beginnings, new life.
Third act breakups, moping and doping, Owen Wilson stopping someone from marrying a snob.
Forget it, Jamie. There's just no Easter this year.
Jesus is a lie. Now let's go back to our snow-filled April.
I never really believed in you.
The boogeyman sees Jack's been cast out and offers him an olive branch.
We don't have to be alone, Jack. Look at what we can do. What goes together better than cold and dark?
I'm British, you're sad, we're both hot. In 2012, we are Tumblr's wet dream.
Now for the last time, leave me alone.
Jack turns him down, but he threatens to kill off one of the fairies if he doesn't hand over the staff, which is one of the few things that can actually hurt him. And I love the way he responds to this.
Now let her go. No.
Maybe his name is Bitch, because that was the most catty, mean girl's way to say that line. He breaks the staff and throws both the fairy and Jack down a canyon. But at least he finally takes a look at the memory, revealing who he was.
Jack, I'm scared.
He really should have listened to his crazy uncle from Queens.
Be careful.
We will.
The ice is gonna break!
We're gonna have a little fun instead.
No, we're not.
We're not to trick you. We're gonna play hopscotch.
The music here is very odd because it sounds relaxing and pleasant, but in a strange way it does make it even more uncomfortable. With Jack trying to keep her calm, making a game out of it, the two very different emotions make for a pretty damn suspenseful moment.
1. Whoa! 2.
3.
Honestly, this scene, I have no notes. This is really well done. Even people who don't like this movie are like, but that ice-breaking scene, man, yikes.
Jack!
Can you throw me your skates? The memory gives him the will to be a guardian again. He magics his staff back together. Okay, not all the world building is great, as literally just one child in the entire world still believes in them. The little boy from earlier. Boy, kids' imaginations are easier to destroy than I thought. TikTok is causing brain rot.
And if you are real, then you have to prove it. Like, right now. Anything at all.
Hail Satan!
Ah! Jack uses his frost powers to write something in the window. 300 years, I never thought of that, huh? Causing the kid to once again believe. I like too, it's not about convincing him he's real as much as convincing him the Easter Bunny is real. It makes him feel a little more selfless. And fittingly enough in doing so, he makes the kid believe in him too.
Jack Frost.
That's right.
I just remembered Jack Frost comes on TV tonight. No matter which one it is, I'm gonna be scared shitless. The other Guardians also drop by as their powers aren't as strong as they used to be.
That's the Easter Bunny?
Now somebody sees me. I mean, where were you about an hour ago, mate?
They're doing another Tiny Toons reboot? Yeah, at least there's no weird brother and sister thing in this. The boogeyman returns though, and Jack's powers also aren't as strong as they were before.
Jack, I'm scared.
Me too, kid, protect us! Actually, that's kind of what happens as Jack remembers what worked before in his previous life, deciding to turn the fight into a game.
The Easter Bunny's real! The Tooth Fairy and Santa! They're all real!
Admittedly, the scene where they turned chores into playtime for Mary Poppins would have been more effective if they were fighting demonic hellspawn. It doesn't work as well as they hope, though.
Woo! Yeah! Ah!
That voice actor should be proud he just gave the funniest scene in the movie. The kids stand up to the boogeyman, though, and doing so transforms the nightmares into pleasant dreams. Even the Sandman makes a comeback. I am the goddamn snow miser and heat miser! He spreads more happy dreams around the world. Yeah, wait, how is there only one kid left who still believes? She literally saw all of them! And some beautiful imagery shows that happy dreams are back.
They do move and hurt.
They even take care of the boogeyman.
A quarter.
Hard to comment on that scene, it's just cool. His own fears end up getting the best of him, and Jack finally takes the oath to be a guardian.
Will you, Jack Frost?
Take the hands of millions of lonely fangirls with more collectibles of you than friends.
For you are now a guardian.
It's made official, and the Guardians end up leaving, despite the children being afraid they might not come back.
You tell me you stop believing in the moon when the sun comes up. Do you stop believing in the sun when clouds block it out?
I only believe the moon landing was fake, the world is flat, 9/11 was caused by aliens. Maybe lay off the podcast. Actually, tell me these final lines don't sound like something a conspiracy nut would say.
I'm a guardian because the moon told me so. So when the moon tells you something, believe it.
If the moon says you're in the Matrix and only your credit card number can set you free, give it to him. And that was Rise of the Guardians. Honestly, it's about how I remember it. It's still all over the place, sometimes a little dull, and could honestly use a little more color. I actually associate a lot of this movie with being very gray. You can do that in a creatively dark world, but aside from the boogeyman, that's really not the world it's creating. With that said though, the good moments are more creative than I remember. The little touches are great, the acting is decent, I love most of the designs. It just doesn't have the emotional investment I think a lot of great animated films have. Still, I'm not surprised it has a following. There's a lot of things about it that are memorable, and at times it can have some powerful moments like the ice-breaking scene. It's easy to see why it didn't catch on as something like Shrek did, but it's also easy to see why some people seek it out and enjoy these unique takes on these classic characters. Whether you see it as a Christmas flick or an Easter flick or whatever, you're guaranteed to get something of, okay, not tremendous value, but maybe enough value. I'm a nostalgia critic guy, remember? So you don't have to.
You were with Peach?